How's it going? Looking for some privacy?
Hey man, if y'all gonna have the stream on, make sure it's turned down all the way. Appreciate it. Nah. Oh, that's dope.
I'll bring it by.
They don't work on that. You gotta buy the Jeep. They work on the Jeep. Yeah, I had to change something on it. Cause I merged it.
Violations in this case, and they were ordered by Trump. And the defense
It would be dope if it was activated though.
just overruled every one of them. So what they heard in that courtroom, it's not too surprising in terms of a conviction.
The Spider-Man was also an activator.
For appeal. But that appeal is likely to play out after the election. But for most Americans, we obviously are as divided as we are politically. But this was a political prosecution. And in my view, we haven't had this type of politicalization of the criminal justice system since John Adams. And it's really been an awakening for many people looking at this and saying, maybe this is where our rage is taking us. And we have to look again at what we're becoming if this will be the new norm.
Yeah, and there were calls we're going to talk about throughout the show today for Republicans to respond in kind, to do what they accuse Democrats of doing here, which is using the legal system for a political purpose. We'll discuss the calls for that and where they go if that's their best strategy. Meanwhile, I want to make sure we hit on Hunter Biden's case because that gun case, unless there is a last-minute deal, goes to trial starting tomorrow with jury selection. In one of the filings, the DOJ talks about what they would like to include as evidence. They say this, the defendant's laptop is real. It will be introduced as a trial exhibit, and it contains significant evidence of the defendant's guilt.
That's the PS3 car.
On his laptop is corroborated by independent sources, including witnesses. It is also corroborated.
Or is that a PS4? I think it's a PS4.
This is both a legal and political headache now for the Biden family.
Oh, for sure, Shannon. This trial is going to be fascinating to watch play out. The Justice Department basically lied on these forms they filled out when he went to go buy a firearm. And what they are going to use to prove their case is his own testimony.
Oh, yeah.
Where he talked about how he was struggling with addiction. They're going to be calling people very close to him, his friends, his family, who are also going to testify that he was
Sunday.
What's up?
Hey, Shannon, great to be with you as always.
Okay, so let's start there in the Middle East because you are trying to get something to the floor that deals with the ICC. There are a number of international bodies that are condemning Israel or the Prime Minister, in their case, asking for arrest warrants. It seemed like the White House was interested in doing something that would push back on the ICC. Now it seems that they have changed course. That's not going to be the case. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Michael McCall says this: we want something that can become law. We're not really interested in a messaging bill. And it sounds like there is bipartisan agreement in doing something to push back on the ICC. But with the signal we're getting from the White House now,
Hell yeah.
that you think the president might sign.
I could tell the wheel paint's clean too.
By this afternoon, these negotiations have been ongoing with our Democrat colleagues, and we are working very hard, as Chairman McCall indicated there. We don't want this to just be a political exercise. We think it's important for Republicans and Democrats to stand together and send a message to the international community that the abuses of the International Criminal Court, the ICC, cannot be allowed to go forward. And the idea that President Biden would backtrack on that.
Yeah, it don't look like no bun.
That we should impose sanctions on ICC.
Funny to join.
They are threatening to arrest the Prime Minister.
I invited Boley.
Minister of Israel, in the midst of their war for survival, is to us.
I'll invite him again.
I hope that the White House sees the light on this. We've got to do this, and we need to do it next week. And my intention is to bring that legislation to the floor. If we have to do it Republicans only, we will. But I certainly hope the Democrats will come along with us on it.
Well, and you did
That's nice.
now on this invitation to Prime Minister Netanyahu to come speak and address Congress. You did get Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries to join when it seemed like they may not at one point. But not everybody expected, including Democrat or Independent Senator Bernie Sanders. He says it's a very sad day for our country.
It could just look scratched.
He calls him a war criminal. Says he's not going to attend. He does in a fuller statement say Israel's got a right to defend itself, but not to kill tens of thousands of civilians, destroy universities, hospitals, homes. How do you respond to his characterization?
Bernie Sanders is parroting the talking points of Hamas in the.
Does it have PS3 seats?
That's the side he wants to choose. So be it. Our Democrat colleagues have to make a choice. Are they going to stand with our most important?
Yeah, those are PS3 seats.
Most desperate time, as has traditionally been the case in Washington. We've had bipartisan agreement.
Damn, I got 7 people watching.
Or are they going to take this new side and stand with Hamas?
Y'all join. My PSN is on screen right now. Probably got what you're looking for.
I spoke to invitation for the joint address to Congress. I'm really grateful it finally went out. I would note that I sent the draft of the letter, the joint letter, back in mid-March to Chuck Schumer. It took him quite some time to agree. But we have finally gotten that done. Prime Minister Netanyahu is anxious to come and address it.
You're through to your garage. You need me to bring you a ride?
Yeah, but you would give him credit for at least taking that step.
I don't, Shannon. It's too little, too late. Now he's trying to desperately show the American people somehow that he wants to address the issue that he himself created. We documented 64 specific executive actions that President Biden and Secretary Mayorkas at DHS took over the course of the last 3.5 years, beginning on the first day that President Biden took office to open the border wide. They did it in. He wants to issue some sort of executive.
Yeah, that was scratch the car.
Oh no, he really does care about the issue. The only reason he's doing that is because the polls say that it's the biggest issue in America. Every state's a border state. I've traveled to over 29 states.
I also merged this thing.
As of yesterday, the last 6 months, there's an energy out there. People are motivated, and the first question that comes up in almost every public forum.
My teeth hurt like a bitch. God damn.
He engineered it, and everybody knows that.
Okay, we'll see what he spins out. We think as early as Tuesday this week. Now, I want to ask you about the verdict. Clearly, you think it's a travesty, as many people do, and I think having watched the trial, there are many grounds, fertile territory for the Trump team to use on appeal, but that's going to take time. In the meantime, there are a number of Republicans out there saying you guys need to turn.
Shit, well, I tried.
John, you writing this.
Try to stream, you know.
Charges against Democratic officers, even presidents. Only retaliation in kind can produce
you hear, bro?
Necessary to enforce a political version of mutual assured destruction. The other side, Peggy Noonan, writing about how high the temperature is, says this: We have to ease up. We have to stop
Yeah.
enjoying our hate so much. We can't go on indefinitely like this. Are you worried that Republicans will be perceived as doing the very thing you're accusing Democrats of using the legal system for political purposes, if you follow John Yu's advice?
Here's what I believe, Shannon. Listen, we are the rule of law party. Chaos is not a conservative value, and we have to fight back, and we will, with everything in our arsenal. But we do that within the confines of the rule of law. We believe in our institutions. We are conservatives, and we are trying to conserve the greatest country in the history of the world, and these institutions are an important part of that. Our system
Hell
is
yeah.
an important part of that. So what we'll do with our tools that we have in Congress.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
But to use political retribution in the court system to go after political opponents and federal officials like.
It's on the way.
Bro, you wanna go back to merging?
Forget those ordinary thoughts and throw away that coffee gun. Get FlexCore.
Uh-uh.
At Lowe's.
We're taking over an all-new beach. Summer's
Alright, bet.